Good morning, friends. Good morning, audience. Welcome to my World Tirade and Ranting Center YouTube channel. YouTube channel. Subject today is very simple: bare-bone politics. There's so much dust in the air and confusion and deception being disseminated in the media and from politicians and media outlets and news and. But the facts are really simple. If you go into some political anatomy, and which I know, and that's what I'm about to tell you here, you will realize things are complex, very complex, but the core is very simple, really. Today I read that certain Middle Eastern politician from the Gulf countries is visiting Kiev. Kiev, right? Or Kiev. Kiev. What's he doing there? Well, we don't know precisely, but there are things that we can draw based on the political climate and the events and various other elements. We can sort out or connect some dots. So I'm going to give you that. One is he's there to intercede on behalf of Putin, right? Because now the entire world establishment, you know, that big brother, Bibi thing, you know, Bibi Netanyahu's thing, is is desperate because they were waiting on Russia to have taken over Europe by now, similar to Iran taking over the Middle East, right? That is the power seat or rule of Israel. Nothing else really. Hate me all you want. If you're shy from addressing the actual facts on the ground or the real elements of the event, or if you want to disregard certain part of the recipe, your cooking is going to be spoiled, right? Unless you really address what is going on. So here it goes. So they're desperate. So what is he there? He's there to probably request from his friends and relatives, the Kievan Zelensky's, that he wants something for post-Stalin. You know, they need to stop this war because Russia is about to fully collapse, really. You may not think that's possible. Oh, that is very possible. In fact, that is very possible. That is happening now, right? They keep scaring you with like 500,000 soldiers and well, we know what's going on. And if so, bring them in, right? Two, he's there to get Ukraine to cede some territory to post-Stalin, something like Crimea. You know, they're dead. Then tell Israel and the Gulf countries, the Bidens, Jobis, the Rishi, Snack, and Scholz, and Macron, and Ayatollahs, and Xi Jinping of China. They're hell-bent on giving you Crimea to Russia for a number of things. One, it's largely Muslim, right? And they want dictatorship over it, like direct dictatorship rule. Two, they want to face save their brethren. They are the brethren, their brethren, Stalin. Four, he is warning him about the consequences because the consequences of Russia losing means so and so and so and so, and that's confidential between him and Zelensky and the other relatives of his, that foreign minister of MBS. that he's warning him about the future of their beloved Zion, taking over the world and putting everybody back into the animal farm, that shit, right? So these three are facts. Now I want to give you some. These three things are true, but I want to give you some facts. The Gulf rulers, the Iran rulers, the Russia rulers, the German rulers, the Trumps, the Xi Jinpings, the Iraqi pups and Ayatollahs, General Sisi of Egypt, and that's all one family, folks. They Bashar the donkey of Syria as well. That's one family, folks. No. That is really one family. So all that deception and cloud of deception that you see out on in the realm, public domain of politics and religions and even from some religious people, all that is deception, folks. The Saudi rulers and the Ayatollahs are brothers. They always cooperated against Iraq until they removed the Sunnis from power, and now they pretend to be enemies, right? No, not really, no. They're all supporting Putin. They stereotype the deal of Iran giving drones to Putin because they got some Su-35s or 29s or whatnot, right? That's not true, folks. They're supporting them because that is the same occult, that is the same religion. That's not Islam I'm talking about here. I am a Muslim, right? But that's why they're supporting him, because they will not sit back and relax and surrender to the fact that he lost the war. They will throw in everything they can, and they are actually, like drones and missiles and militias and malicious militia, right? So that is a fact. And oh, I forgot to mention Erdogan. You may think Erdogan is outside of the game. Oh no, folks. Appearances can be deceiving, and often the case they are deceiving. I would not be deceived by those pups. No, not whatsoever. By those flies on the walls, not whatsoever. So that's why he's there. Here's a fact. Russia more than lost the war, as a matter of fact. Right now, their strategists and their military experts, right, are assessing the situation, and they see some real horror coming up against Russia. Not that they can avoid it, oh no. But they're trying to avert that. But they still insist on face-saving Putin. Now, why are they still insist on face-saving Putin? Because if Putin withdraws from Ukraine, his regime will be shaken. And you hear a lot of experts and news anchors and religious men, and you hear them bragging and barking about Putin failing and falling and so on and so forth, right? If he withdraws from Ukraine, his regime is directly threatened, as it is now. I think now it's directly threatened. However, ain't gonna happen. How I know that? Look into Syria. Even though it's a very small minority, deadly, morbid, animalistic instinct, vicious, warmish, blood-sucking leeches, ruthless bunch that are zombies void of souls, ruling the country with dungeons and tortures and iron fist and for decades. But when their rule was about to be removed in weeks, your Bibi Netanyahu intervened through Russia and the Gulf and Jordan and right, and look what they've done. 85% of the population is basically either killed or died, vanished in concentration camps, or what they call as jails and dungeons, right? Aggressed in incarceration camps, and the vast majority are out as refugees. And there is absolutely not one day, not 1 minute, not 1 second where they hint that they're willing to remove that regime from Syria. All you can discern from their chatter and from their display of politics and political correctness and whatever, you'll see one thing and one thing alone, that they're willing to burn Syria into the ground before they allow that little donkey to be removed from power. That's what they're saying, right? Now you may say, it's possible that they really mean it now because they want this over. Really? With all that you've done, and like hunky-dory, like Clinton, I learned this from Clinton, like nothing happened, hunky-dory, and he goes to France, and oh no, folks, no. Two, their intentions cannot have been changed just now. Like, they've been doing all this horror, like real horror, similar to the Mongols, right? Early Mongols. When I say the Mongols, I don't mean the modern generations. They blended with the locals, and they're like hardworking citizens, just like I am, and so on. But I'm talking about the past. Those Holagus and Genghis Khan's rabbis, and some of them are still, actually remnants of them are still in the Middle East, right? And in Europe too. Well, in Russia, Moscow, right? So these guys are probably thinking that nothing happened hunky-dory. This is similar to the Nazis. Well, I know what the Nazis are, but for granted, I'm taking them as for granted, right? Discussing the point. They come out after whatever and say, that's past, and whatever. Would the Nazi hunters forget about that? Think about it, folks. So those guys in Syria, in Russia, anywhere else, even if you gave them peace now, like made peace and treaties and so on with them, they're not going to honor it, folks. I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. If you negotiate with them, if you shake hands with them, if you sit down on the table with them, it'll mean two things. Number one, you accepted them staying in your country. For them, that's what it means. Two, they will use it to regroup. Three, they will come back again. And who will they invade? They will invade all Europe. Here's a fact for you. Denmark is doing good. They figured out the game, and they're playing the game before the game played them. That seems to be the case. I don't know about other countries. Germany is definitely, Germany and France are definitely, and Orban and so on, are definitely complicit with post-Stalinine. There's no doubt about that. And the United States as well. But what are they doing by supplying certain, amount of munitions and weapons to Ukraine is because now it's understood that Ukraine won this war and will win this war, right, to the end. So they want to own that victory. They want to say, it's because of the United States. No, it's because of the Ukrainian soldier and the Ukrainian engineer and the Ukrainian general and the Ukrainian paramedics and Ukrainian manufacturer. That victory is Ukrainian, folks, and that's that. Nobody, United States cannot own it. Germany cannot own it. France cannot own it. Nobody can own it. But here goes back again. Here's the fact. Denmark seems to be doing good. Holland is hesitant about supplying those F-16s. Here's the fact. Well, we know that's, that this is no longer the case. If Kiev falls, that's instantly a fall for Copenhagen, a fall for Amsterdam, a fall for Stockholm, a fall for Oslo, a fall for Berlin, a fall for each and every one of those. How so, you ask me? Ask your generals, they know what I'm talking about. So that is to say, and we heard them now declaring in their rallies and that Putin rallies and so on, singing that they are going to come to Berlin. How is it you don't understand that? How is it that that is that much of threat to you and your future and your posterity and your children and your society and so on, which is really not perfect. I mean, I have so much grievous complaints about it, but it's not anything like what's coming from the East. What's coming from the East, folks, is horror, subtle, secretive, ruthless, folks. That's what's coming from the East. So whoever you are, you should know and realize, discern and know and realize the size of the problem. Those in the East that are helping Ukraine, helping Russia, they're quite few. Those in the West who are helping Russia, they're quite few. Maybe you cannot see it, but it's there. It's there, right? It's there in spades. It's there in full. It's there flowing like a gigantic river. But you just, they try to conceal it and conduct their monkey business or their horror business stealthily and under the shadow of the night, in the darkness, and so on and so forth. And they tell you that they support Ukraine. Really? They mean Russia, right? So that's not going to change. These guys are not going to back off. Oh no. These guys are going to support Ukraine. Now remember, the first 2 weeks of the war, the ruble or ruble, Fred and Wilma ruble, the ruble fell down against the dollar to like 164, and within the week it came back again by help from the Gulf countries, by help from the US Fed, by help from Central Bank of Europe. The BB Netanyahu is the big brother, right? Big brother. So you Europeans, if you value your future, this is the fight. No. This is the fight. This is it, folks. This is it. Kiev, Ukraine loses now. That's it. World War III has been, Europe has been defeated in World War III. Not its rulers and its establishments, but its population. And you're back in Animal Farm once and for all, right? Or whatever, whoever is left of you. 2, that was point number 2. If you wait that long, and reminds me of Harrison Ford. Remember in the Temple of Doom when he got trapped, he and that Chinese little boy. This is talking about something else, of course, altogether. But when he got trapped, and that woman, outside, he tells her to push her hand into the lever and press it because he knows that's going to open the door. And now she starts yelling and shouting, because she doesn't like the cockroaches and whatever. And he goes, "We are going to die," and then finally she pushes her hands, and then that opens the door. Basically, Europe now is playing that, I don't want to do this, I'm afraid of so, I want to be politically correct, and folks, you're playing with fire over your future and that of your posterity and that of your society and that of your country. Netherlands send airplanes now, because if Kiev falls, NATO is nothing. NATO is going to make sure that post-Stalinine goes all the way to your country, and post-Stalinine, and you, even if then, I'm sure you will use your F-16s, right? But they will be useless at that point because they got on this far, right? These guys are not going to back down or back off. Oh, no. There is only one thing they understand, those post-Stalinines, Ayatollahs, and MBSs and whatnot, and the Assads and the Erdogans and the Sissies and Xi Jinping. There's only one thing they understand. Force. That's it, force. You probably are trying to ingest what's going on and try to downplay what's going on. What is going on is you be or not to be. Whether you're France, whether you're Denmark, whether you're Norway, Scandinavia, Oslo, you name it. This is it, folks, for you, the future of Europe. Europe that has been around for, say, thousands of years. This is it, folks, to be or not to be. Notice what Iran is doing in the Middle East. Ayatollahs, Rabbi Ayatollahs, right? They have not finished. It's very difficult because the people are fighting and they're not even successful, except in like dominating the power center, right? Power centers of the Middle East, which were in their hands anyway. But like pictorially now, what they've come to do is really do what's called they're going to turn Earth over, basically on the population level. Just look. If Here's the deal for you guys. I'm going to talk to the Germans now. If Russia makes it your country, and they made that intention very clear, your country will not just be erased, even your language, even your people. I mean, that's it. Germania, the one that was around for a few thousand years, that's it, no more. But here's the deal. They're going to recruit your people to fight the rest of the wars in Europe. They're going to turn you around, right? Now you didn't want to fight them, now you fight for them. Get it? Have a nice day, my friends, and erase all that you see on the media and in the news. Well, entertain yourself listening to it, but deep down inside, know what the game is all about. And don't wait. You wait, you're gone. You blink, you're gone. This is it, folks. This is it. For Europe, this is it. You fail now, that's it. You're gone. Have a nice day, my friends. And this is the tirade, bare bone politics tirade and rant for today. Meantime, back to the coffee.